Well, we do know the situation is changing. We see that in our crews in the field, and we certainly see that from Natalie Ferrari, our meteorologist, who's keeping an eye on where this storm is going and what people can expect up to our north and in our area as well.
And just like with you guys, I'm also in touch with all of our field crews and just trying to keep them as updated and as safe as possible, especially as we make our way through the next couple of hours, guys.
And real quick, Natalie, want to quickly mention that as we continue our coverage throughout the night, we're approaching midnight with our coverage of Hurricane Idalia. Dave and I will be transitioning out. We've got Caitlin Lockerbie and Frank Wiley who are going to be taking the lead in just a few minutes. But now we're going to go ahead and check in with you, Natalie.
Yeah, so let's break away and talk about the next update that's coming in, because we're probably just minutes away from that. We told you earlier that the National Hurricane Center is at the point now, because the track is and the center of it is just so close to land. The impacts are already taking over parts of the United States, that they're doing now hourly updates to these advisories you see on the corner of your screen. So this is still the latest from the 11 o'clock update. Our midnight update is just moments away, but there is that Category 2 hurricane, high-end Category 2. We are moments away likely from a Category 3 storm as the storm just continues to strengthen. I mean, look at that impressive eye wall. It's a position about 110 miles just to the west of Pinellas County tonight. Now, that's where the center is located. The wind field expands so much further out from the center of the storm. Hurricane force winds, they're going to be closer to the center, so 20-25 miles per hour, or miles out rather, from the center. We're not worried about that here at home, but outwards of 160 miles from the center is how far out you'll feel those tropical storm force winds, and we already are picking that up out there tonight. We also have tornado watches in place. This is due to the fact that conditions are prime for tornadic activity. I wanted to stop right here, just show you, look at the center of Idalia. We are picking up lightning strikes within the eye wall. That is showing me there is some intensification going on as we speak. So I'm really excited, or at least anxious at this point, to even see what the midnight update is going to be from the National Hurricane Center here in a few moments. Tornado watches, there you go, all the way until 6 a.m. Make sure if you are just now about to head to bed that you have a way to get alerts on your phone to wake you up, or a weather radio, all hazards weather radio to wake you up, because we do have that watch going on until 6 o'clock in the morning. Look at these heavy downpours continuing to brush on shore tonight. We're seeing right across Sarasota, northern Sarasota County into Manatee County from Bradenton along I-75. Those heavy downpours still holding on, and it's moving quickly. This isn't rain that's sitting in one spot over and over. It's been raining in some of the similar spots over and over, but that rain is pushing up to the north. It is moving rather quickly. We saw that live look there from Jenna Bourne. Another swath of rain starting to leave downtown St. Petersburg as we speak, but it really is a downpour and raining heavy pretty quickly from portions all the way from the Gandy Bridge through the Howard Franklin all the way west into Largo at this point, and expanding up towards downtown Clearwater here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Look up towards Pasco, Hernando, and into Citrus counties. We have a swath of steady kind of nonstop rain at this point, but it's been ranging anywhere between lighter to moderate rainfall. If you're just east of Spring Hill, you're getting a pretty good downpour even starting to pop up there as we speak. I was showing you that rain kind of pushing to the north of downtown St. Pete as we speak. There it is. That is some wind-blown rain as you look from our Mahaffey Theater weather camera. And those wind speeds just continuing to increase. Sustained wind speeds have been ranging between 30 to 40 miles per hour. But here we go, kind of getting to the point of the night where we are not only seeing wind shift more so out of the south now, since the center of the storm is starting to push further and further to our north. Winds are shifting out of the south. Those gusts are exceeding 50 miles per hour. And we're starting to get a reading here up towards Sarasota there. 60 mile per hour wind gusts from time to time, starting to pick up some speed. So while the sustained wind speeds are hovering around 30 to 40, we are getting those gusts already starting to increase closer to about 50 to 60 miles per hour. Isolated at times could be even higher than that. That is tropical storm force winds. That is what we have been forecasting, and that is what we're going to continue to feel, especially as we go through the next couple of hours. You can actually see how that wind field expanding. Again, here's the center of Idalia. 160 miles as far to the east is where some of those impacts can be felt. The hurricane force winds, though, those will be impacting right here, the corner of the Big Bend region near Cedar Key as it makes landfall. I'm pausing it right here because I do think this is going to be right around sunrise, rather. We're talking about approaching landfall, but the National Hurricane Center, as of their latest update, They're saying that we're going to be looking at potential landfall at a Category 4 intensity, moments, literally moments before landfall by tomorrow morning. So we are still have plenty of wiggle room, unfortunately, in the Gulf of Mexico, where that further strengthening, that further intensification is very much so possible. And that is what we're going to be having to watch out for our neighbors to the north. Here locally, we're feeling the impacts, especially when it comes to those winds. I showed you that live view earlier out of St. Petersburg. Let's take you through the overnight forecast as we get ready to head to bed. For some of us tonight, we are tracking hour by hour how we are picking up those tropical storm force wind gusts. They'll be moving through from time to time, but that potential will stay rather consistent through at least sunrise tomorrow morning. In Tampa, you'll notice that will try to lower and lessen a little bit quicker, especially as we go through sunrise tomorrow morning. It's still going to be gusty, don't get me wrong, but I will tell you, the further that you are towards the north, you will be feeling those impacts a little bit longer, and the immediate coast will be feeling the impacts a little bit longer as well. Latest track continuing to take it up towards the north. Glad we got to this point, because look at this. We just got our latest midnight advisory in. Still currently 110 miles per hour with those maximum sustained wind speeds. So we are still sitting with high-end Category 2 hurricane, but they are continuing to now think that we're going to likely see landfall up towards Big Bend by tomorrow morning. 130 mile per hour sustained wind speeds. That is just going to briefly touch Category 4 intensity. Once you get to 130, that's it. It's a Cat 4 storm, and that will be something that we'll be monitoring, especially as we go through early tomorrow morning. That means while it will weaken as it makes landfall, we will see gradual weakening into Georgia and South Carolina. I mean, we're talking about a Category 1 hurricane approaching the coastal portions of Charleston as we get closer to the second half of Wednesday, as the system is having to take some time to weaken by the middle of this week rather. And you'll see that even tropical storm status holds on to the end of the week. And that's something that is just going to allow this storm to basically hold on to something we're talking about for some time, even into our holiday weekend ahead. I at least wanted to show this to you because we haven't been able to really show you what's going to happen on the other side of the storm. We are still going to be dealing with tropical storm force conditions through tomorrow morning. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll be having to deal with some of those gusty winds, heavy rain bands. The core of this will be pulling away, but storm surge still going to be a consistent issue for the West Coast. Gradual improvement with those winds by the second half of Wednesday, really going into Thursday. Heads up though, Thursday, even parts of Friday, is still going to be breezy from time to time. We're still going to see some of those scattered rain bands pushing through, scattered showers really pushing through, not so much the rain bands, but the moisture pulling behind Idalia. We'll try to still keep some of that rain around. I think for your Labor Day weekend holiday, we're just a couple days away and we will still have those rain chances around, but that's just going to be more some of those daytime heat-driven showers and plenty of heat and take us through the other side of this storm, guys. We have plenty of room to clean up anything we need to take care of afterwards. We'll have better weather to do that. It will feel more like summer once again, but we still have quite a bit of high winds and scattered showers, storm surge threat through tomorrow morning to get through.
All right.